I was wondering when I was going to talk about this topic. Um, you're nobody till someone kills you, and I'm sorry, but there's no better times for it to talk about it like today or in this time. So what I'm getting at is okay. I was just watching a video of Lovely T. I tell people all the time I'm a tea sipper and all that other stuff. And I guess someone took a video she said out of context and she went off on him. But and I think they went off on him because she was basically saying like George, and I'm paraphrasing, George George Floyd was worth more dead than alive. And a lot of people take advantage. A lot of people take. I guess there was people that took criticism of that. They didn't like how it go, but some of them didn't just watch. They just watched like a 30-second clip, but they didn't watch the whole context of what she mean. But I'm here to say, I'm sorry, people, but yeah, that is true. Whether it's in a 30-second clip or it's a fucking hour clip, you're most likely worth more dead than alive. No, a lot of people do not want to hear this, but it has to be said. And I don't want this to. This is why people say, like, give me my roses when I'm alive, when I'm dead. When I could, or like, give me my roses when I could smell them. Is one of those saying. That's an old saying. It's like, if you're gonna show me you love me, show me like at least let me see it. That is. A lot of people don't. And hey, I mean, I know you get your some people that tell you you love you and all that other stuff, like, but there's also like families that never heard they family members say they love you and all that other stuff. It's like, or they never said a positive thing and all that other stuff to their families. It's just like you wonder if they ever did love you, and it was just like, yeah, he loved you. Sometimes he was proud of you. And then sometimes it's like, well, why? How come he's never told me that? There are people that's really live like that. And the reason why I said there's no better time than like the present, and I said, look at the dead bodies of black people. You got the George Floyds, the Rashard Brooks, the Elijah McClain. And don't get me wrong, these are probably good. No matter what you thought of them in the past and all the other stuff, it's really not prevalent. Um, the Breonna Taylors, all that. I feel like even though they was doing good stuff and all the other stuff, but you could tell it's just like she went from maybe it's like let's say Breonna Taylor. She went from a couple people knowing who she is to like the whole world knowing who she is to like every day. And I mean this, and I'm not saying nothing bad about this, but every day I'm on my timeline. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Justice for Breonna Taylor. There's meme. It's so prevalent now that it's a fucking meme. Like everybody is saying justice for Breonna Taylor. Justice for Breonna Taylor. Um, because of George Floyd, we've been protesting for a month. I'm not even getting to the GoFundMe shit. Like and by the way, George, if we do get to there, George Floyd's daughter is good for the rest of her life. Like she don't have to worry about another day financially because she is set because of celebrities that gave her money because of the bullshit ass cops. Breonna Taylor, like I said, people are saying this name. They had a protest. I think there's a protest going on for now for Breonna Taylor. Like people really want these cops to be put up and all that stuff. It's just like we have time. A lot of people don't have jobs. Coronavirus. Oh, we got time. Um, the Elijah McClain shit. That's like people took time to like draw out what happened and all that other stuff, and like we're trying to get justice for that too. A lot of people are getting justice for these and don't. Now, Elijah and And this is the one that's going to probably hit a lot of people. Toyin. Let me say this: the way that girl was brought up, no one, and I said this a lot, no one gave a fuck about Toyin until she fucking died. Black men or women. Now I know it looks worse on black men because there was black men that she was like molesting, and black it was black men that molested her all her life. And I'm gonna be honest, if she never fought for black men, if she never fought for another black man in her life, I wouldn't blame her. Have you ever heard that girl's story? Like even when she was homeless, like her parents kicked her out. Even when she was homeless, and like she all she wanted was a shower and some shit. There was men trying to take advantage of her. But I also say this is like I'm not gonna like yes, black men. I'm gonna tell you right now, if that woman said fuck black men entirely, and she told me that story, I'd have been like, well, yeah, I understand. Every black man you met, I understand. Like, not every black man is going to do like molester and all that stuff. But if majority of your life, and I tell this about same thing about the black men that they say fuck black women and all that other stuff, and then they say the majority of the black women they been around didn't fuck with me until I fucked with a white girl. Now it's all that other stuff. For Toyin, if majority of the black men tried to molest her or get something from her, if she would have said the fact that she still was defending black men, that woman has a heart of gold. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That woman has a heart of gold, and I think that's why that one hurts so much. But if she would have said "fuck black men" entirely, every black man I met has disappointed me. Every black man has tried to take something to me. They try to rape, molest me, and the fact that she was killed by a black man, yeah, is like if she would have said if she'd have like swore black men entirely, who's the blamer? Who is the blamer? But at the same time, I'm like, I think about it. Where was her female friends? Where was her friends? Like, somebody could have took her in. Somebody could have took it. Now, I get it. We're living in a selfish age, but I'm going to tell you something about my parents. And one thing I kind of appreciated. We've took people in. Like, if you could ask anybody, like, anybody that knew my family real close, we've took families in that, probably they didn't have nowhere to go, and we gave them a room. I slept on couches and let people sleep in my room. And, just because, they needed a place to stay. Like, we've had people from other people. My sister had friends from other families that they would stay over our house and, like, sleep in with my sister and all that other stuff. And they'll not only they'll stay there for, like, maybe even a month or two. Hell, sometimes, like, 6 months. Even up to 6 months. And some people like just frequently come over and they'll just spend the night at our house. We always had like an open door policy to that. Like, you can ask anybody in my immediate family. I had cousins. I had my cousin, my cousin. He lived with us for like years before he went back, and then like he visited us again, and he didn't want to go back. He loved the environment we was in. It's the environment, and I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the privilege I have. Like, I have the privilege to have an environment that people want to be around, because you don't really see it like that. Yes, we have our problems as a family, but at the same time, like, people want to be around us. People want to stay the night and all that other stuff. Like, if you have good vibe, excuse me, if you have that good vibe energy, people want to stay around. Like, even now, with like my sister had a friend that stayed with us, and my father like let her. Like, now she was never, no one touched her and all that other stuff. It was like, hell, we even let her be part of the family. There's people that stayed the night over. There's people just chilled and all that other stuff. Treat them like part of the family, all that other stuff. You mean to tell me someone like I get it. If so, I get it. Not everybody's like my family, and I will tell you, well, duh. And I don't think no one is like my family. Is someone like, but not one friend, like not one of her, not even a female friend would ask her to like stay in the house. Like, hey, can I deal with you? Or get look, I ain't got no place to stay. Can I live with you? And all that other stuff. Like, who was there to support her by herself? Like, in my like, no, like, I don't know her personally, so I'm just saying this. Like, no one could have put her in. Like, even me. Like, when I was in the military and I had my own PPV, and one of the we get like new people that come in. One dude, I remember this, and this is my homie too. Like, um, I had a white friend that used to stay at this place because he didn't want to stay on a barge. It was cold, no Wi-Fi, and it was just boring. I wouldn't want to stay there. I wouldn't want to fucking stay there either. That's why most people they got their own places and all that stuff. And other lucky people that got their PPV. I was one of the lucky people that got the PPV, and so was the white boy. But he first stayed over there, and the white boy would complain. He was like, "Miles is old." He, and he was like, "Yo, he's always over here and all that other stuff." And I'm like, and I used to look at him like, "Bro, have you been on that barge?" Like, I've been like, even on duty days, I don't even sleep on there. I sleep on the ship. On duty days, it's like nothing, and then there's nothing around you. Like the like anybody's been in the Navy, it's in Portsmouth. Like the shipyards is in the Portsmouth. Like your ship is basically on dry land, and then next to it there's a barge where like most of the new people there until they get their PPVs and all that other stuff. Most of the new people there is no Wi-Fi, and it's like a base, and it's in bumfuck no. I don't want to say bumfuck nowhere, but there's not a lot of stuff around it. There's not a lot of stuff around it, and like, if you're going to leave the base, where the fuck are you going to go? Like Portsmouth is not it's not New York. It's not New York City. It's not Las Vegas. All right. It's like when shit shuts down, shit shuts down. Like you may get a local bar from 1 or 2 and all that, but other than that, where the fuck are you gonna go? So anyway, I come home and I used to leave my back door open. And anybody that nobody knew that except for my personal friends. So I come home from work, back door open. I'm coming home from duty, and fucking my man's was there, the new recruit. He was just there on my couch, sleeping. You know what I did? I took the TV out my room and I put it in the living room, and I put a blanket on him. You know why? Because and then he stayed until and then I let him stay in my place until he got his own PPV. And like, you know why? Because I wouldn't want to be on that fucking barge either. So I've told and I've let people know, it's like, look, even though the chief told me not to, I was like, look, if y'all want, y'all can stay at my place and all that other stuff. That's me being kind of gesture. Because I told that to a minute with, look, I can understand the fucking barge is like, I wouldn't want to fucking stay there. So it's just like, I have a PPV, I have a couch, you sleep on the fucking couch, or some shit like that, so you get your own shit. Some people took it up, some people didn't. But he took it up, and like, he was damn near my roommate. And back in my head, I was like, he wasn't even bad. In the back of my head, he wasn't even bad. So I was like, why the fuck would that? And then like, but I realized the white boy loved his privacy. But me, since I grew up in that family type, it was like I'd be a dick to like throw him back on the barge. And I kind of looked, even though he liked this privacy, I kind of looked at him as a dick. It's like, come on, bro, you know he ain't got no way. So for like until he got his PPV, he stayed with me, and he was he was cool the whole fucking time. He was cool. He gave me workout tips. He was trying to help me work out and all that other stuff. Before I got kicked out of the Navy, he was like, "I'm gonna make sure you don't get kicked out because you one of the most genuine people. You like you." And he told me, "Dog, you let me stay with you when no one else would, and all that other stuff." And like I ended up failing anyway, but that was to my own avail. But he was trying to. But when I tell you that man was trying to fight for me, just to stay in, it's like I appreciate that because that was a good diva. Karma, karma works in good ways. I just couldn't utilize it. But shout outs to him because he's doing good himself. He's still in the Navy. He's in Guam, doing it, living it up. Got his own little fitness thing that I promoted. Um, my man, like, but the whole thing with back to Toyin is like now when people I've seen like people like having pictures of her, like people as avatars of her and all that other stuff, and it's just like this is a beautiful soul. Where if now this I believe this happened in DC. I don't and I'm gonna assume it happened in DC. I might look it up again, but I'm like if she's such a beautiful soul and y'all doing such a beautiful soul, and I hear these stories all the time. They're such beautiful souls, they could have done. Where was y'all in the time of need? Some of y'all know people that like good hearts, but just like down on their luck. You know how the economy is down on it. Even before the Rona, this economy is bad. We've been saying the economy is fucking terrible. Excuse me. The economy is terrible. It's like, hey, now, now, don't get me wrong. There's some people like there's another chick I know. Like she moved from Kentucky from to go to DC to go to school in DC, and like she was staying with a roommate, but she kept, I guess there was something wrong with her. She ended up going to a homeless shelter or some shit like that. But to me, I saw that is when I heard the story, it's like, oh, she fucked it up herself and all that other stuff. And tell you the truth, she shouldn't have been here because she was like when she went back home, she got her own shit. She got her own place and all the other stuff. It was like I ain't see the point of coming here. She ain't end up graduating here. It was like I felt like it was a waste of time and shit. But anyway, with Toyin, and this is going up with anybody. Biggie done said it. I'm pretty sure philosophers back then before Biggie done said it. Anybody said you are nobody until someone kills you. Like I, this is why I try to do as much stuff as I can. It's like, and even Patrice O'Neal. Patrice O'Neal is another one. I seen everybody goes, man, Patrice O'Neal, he's such a philosopher. Everything that's going on today is like shit he was talking about years ago and all that other stuff. And it was just like, he's like this philosopher. And everybody's trying to be like red pilled and all that stuff. And everything based off of Patrice O'Neal. Oh, he's one of the greatest comedians and all that other stuff. And it's like, as some dude said, he should have been bigger than he was. But at the same time, Patrice O'Neal said it himself. It's like I should be bigger than most people there, but his mouth would get in trouble. He did not want to conform to like Hollywood standards, and that's on him. And he knew it. Like he knew his greatness, and he knew his doubts. That's the type of person he is, and I feel like that's the type of person I am. It's like I feel like I can be great, but at the same time, I know I can. I'm my own blockway. I'm my own gatekeeper. Like, because I feel like there might be some things I won't accept, no matter how the world looks. It's just like I got personal morals. So what's the overall thing? It is you're nobody till somebody kills you. I hate to say it. A lot of people don't like looking at that, but it is the fucking truth. You're nobody until someone kills you. And I didn't even think about it. I want you to think about all these names that died, and this is what we're marching for. And the fact this shit got changed. Why they had to take their deaths to get the change? Like they're gonna abolish the police soon. Why? Because a dumbass cop want to put their necks on a fucking black man and keep it there for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Imagine, just imagine that. The man in that death, and I'm gonna leave this here. In the death of George Floyd, His daughter said, "My daddy changed the world." I want y'all to think on that. Till then, my name is Oskino Fly, and I'm out. Peace.